The sign was rusted beyond legibility, but anyone from the area knew the faded slice through the map. Crooked Oak Road, they called it, though for the past 3 decades locals agreed it should be called Cursed Oak. When the sun dropped behind gray ridges and shadows stretched over empty asphalt, rumors said the road itself remembered. Every tire mark, every whispered dare, every lost soul who didn't come back. Milo, self-proclaimed crime buff and vlogger, picked the spot for his next urban legend episode. He had the skills, tight shots, snappy edits, and a nerve for places that made the county's longtime sheriffs pale. He'd been warned, don't step off when the fog pools, don't stop when you hear footsteps, don't look for wildlife after midnight. There've been accidents, but never bodies. Just vanishings. His audience loved that. He arrived in daylight. Twisted branches arched overhead, feeding the tight-lipped stories. Drivers vanishing, families who moved away, deer that wandered on a crooked oak never seen again. Milo set up a camera, muttered an intro, and hit record. Here on Crooked Oak Road, untouched since the Carter incident, 1987. 6 teens, 2 cars, and after a midnight drag race, no one came home. The wind hissed through empty branches as he walked. The white paint of the center line was jagged, like someone had tried to erase it. Milo counted his steps. The tale said you'd hear footsteps matching your own once dusk settled. Miles in, the sun surrendered and the woods pressed closer, all gnarled fingers and shifting silhouettes. Then the footsteps started, soft at first, offbeat, uncertain. Milo slowed. The echo slowed, too. He spun, camera aloft, expecting a prankster or vagrant. His heart jacked up, nothing but mist, trees looming like scorched skeletons. He spoke into his mic, voice wavering. Locals think the road itself is hungry. Every so often it feeds. A dented sedan moldered in the brush, license plate half buried. Milo circled, narrating the story of Gloria Pike, missing since 1991, whose keys were found on a stump a mile up. His flashlight danced over clawed scratches on the bumper, too high and wide for any animal he'd heard of. The woods fell silent. His phone buzzed with an anonymous tip, mile marker 7. Come alone. He debated, but the thrill was better than common sense. At the marker, almost faded silver gray, he found a doll impaled on a stick, streaked with rusty brown. Milo's hands shook as he described the discovery. Something scraped nearby, not quite footsteps, not quite animal. A coldness wrapped around his ankles, like the fog was reaching for him. He heard breathing, his own, frantic but another slower behind his left ear. Images flitted through Milo's mind. The drag racers, the lost hikers, Gloria Pike, faces stretched, eyes wide in a moment snatched away, flashes caught on the backs of his eyelids. He backed toward his car. The road flickered, headlights that weren't there, shrieks echoing behind trees. Figures loped after him, hazy, lost, hungry. In his lens, he swore he caught a grinning mouth, jagged and wrong, floating just beyond the reach of his light. The final shot, Milo's camera discarded in the gravel, stream still running, capturing the gloomy road as footsteps fade. They called it Dead End Road, a stretch of cracked asphalt crawling through a forgotten part of town. Most people took the long way round, but for crime-buff Detective Asa Lane, the detour was worth it. He'd heard the ghost stories. Now he wanted facts. Night fell quick, and Ace's headlights barely cut through the mist. Old signs kept popping up, riddled with bullet holes, and the eerie silence was broken by an owl's screech. Asa parked under the leaning oak, his badge ready, his gut heavy with dread. There was a file in his glove box, 3 missing teens, last seen near this road. Their faces looked back from black and white photos, eager, laughing, unaware. This wasn't just urban legend. Asa stepped out, flashlight in hand, boots crunching on gravel. The air was thick, silent. Asa found a tire track leading toward a broken barrier. He followed it to an abandoned sedan, doors ajar. Inside, a cracked phone flickered with static. Asa checked the trunk. Nothing. Then a note fluttered by his feet. "You're almost there?" The detective's instincts screamed to turn back, but he pressed on. Branches scratched his coat as he moved deeper. Suddenly, he heard a distant laugh, a child's voice echoing through the trees. Asa gripped his flashlight tighter, scanning for movement. Something darted between the shadows. Another clue, a blood-stained hoodie, hung on a skeletal branch. It matched one from the missing teens file. Asa phoned dispatch. No signal. The wind picked up, snatching away the sound of his own breathing. He reached a clearing marked with vandalized gravestones. Someone had scratched messages into the marble. "Justice doesn't come here. We can't leave. Watch the lights." Asa's muscles tightened. This was no accident. Someone wanted him to find this. Suddenly, headlights flashed up ahead. Unmistakable, aggressive. Asa ducked behind a tombstone. A pickup slowed to a crawl, windows dark. A voice whispered out, "Go back, or you'll join them." He kept still, but then adrenaline drove him forward. The pickup sped away, back toward town. Asa found a trail of footprints, large and small, leading away from the graves.